Like to pick and roll. I'm Jaxson.
I'm Jonathan.
We talk all things NBA from stars of the past to kind of what's going on today. Today we have a pretty giant episode. We got a lot to discuss today. We're doing our top 5 players at each position. We're kind of alternates. I'm gonna do point guards. I'm gonna start my point guard list, and he'll go shooting guards. And because it's so big, we're not gonna discuss fully in depth about everyone. I mean, most of our lists are gonna be pretty similar, so we're kind of just yeah, he's on my list. These guys on my list.
Kind of compare, make sure you have the same lists and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
obviously, if there is some couple differences, then that's kind of where we'll go on our tangents. But yeah. So I'll start off with point guards and go from there. So I put mine in order. So I have kind of like an order from 5 to 1.
Okay.
So number 5 for point guards, I have Jason Kidd.
He is not on my list.
Really?
Really? Yep.
Yeah. I think it's John Stockton and then him as the greatest playmakers of all time, the greatest passers. He's running like John Stockton Jr. So I'm a big fan of John Stockton as the Jackson, obviously. So he's on my list at number 5. Number 4, I have Oscar Robinson. The original Mr. Triple Double.
Also not on my list.
Really?
Really?
Wow, that's crazy. I thought we had a little more in common.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Oscar Robinson was the Mr. Triple Double before Russ. So he's on my list. No, I think next 3 should be pretty obvious. I mean, as a Jazz fan, number 3 is John Stockton. So, he's greatest passer of all time. The best at getting steals. Look at the numbers, really, right?
Yep, definitely on my list.
So for sure, that's kind of where we have to agree. Number 2, Magic Johnson. No one's guarding a 6'9" point guard, so he just you can't stop him. Plus, he's such a good playmaker too, which is I think as a point guard, is the most important thing. It's it's cool if you can score, but you gotta be able to create for your team. Your whole job is to bring the ball up, to initiate the play, right? To initiate everything. He was great at that. Number 1. Pretty obviously, Steph Curry. I think he's one of the greatest players of all time. Definitely in my top 10 list. He's definitely one of the all-time greats. So, yeah, that's my point guard list.
That's good. So, yeah, the top 3 we have, and mine aren't in any particular order, just because I think some of it is splitting hairs of who's better than who. They're so close. So I just here's the top 5. The ones I had different than yours, and I think you have great selections. The names you have on yours are definitely deserving, and they are names I kicked around for a bit.
Yeah.
But the names I settled on, I had Chris Paul in my top 5.
Ooh, yeah.
I think he's done enough despite only making one finals appearance. I think that his stats have made it there, and the way he makes every team better that he goes to. So I put him there. And then number 5 is probably, a lot of people won't agree with me, but I put Tony Parker on that list.
Interesting.
Just because I remember the early 2000s, just how the Spurs just dominated a very, very tough Western Conference. And he was part of that too. He had a floater that was just give everyone nightmares, and he was just fantastic. So he made my top 5 list.
Absolutely.
So that's where we're different there. Okay, should we move to shooting guards?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, shooting guards. There's a lot of good shooting guards. It's probably one of the most magnanimous positions, just because it's so flashy what they do. So it's a lot of big names, and it's hard to whittle it down to 5. But here's how I have my 5th person on the list is maybe questionable on when they belong, and I'll say that openly. But I love this player, and I feel like they're before their time. So I put Pete Maravich in my top 5 shooting guards. He was so far ahead of his time, and he was just so much fun to watch. Even the clips we do have available. So he's in my top 5. I have Allen Iverson made my top list. Probably my number 4th there. Number 3 was Dwayne Wade. Absolutely loved him, and he was just a great thing for the Heat, where the first title he brought basically by himself.
Yeah, he's a miles for sure. Dwayne Wade's definitely my number 3 as well.
Number 2, Kobe Bryant. I think that's an obvious in any. If we weren't going by shooting guard, he'd probably be higher. But number 1 shooting guard of our time has got to be Michael Jordan. I think everyone understands that. So
absolutely.
So that's my list. Who'd you have that's different?
Again, yeah, those 2. Yeah, I mean, Allen Iverson and Episode P. I more classified as point shooting guards. They're kind of they're hard to really.
Yeah.
They're kind of positionless guards. They really are. So I do see I've put them more as point guards, just in my This is my opinion. I put him more as point guard, so they would be out on my list for point guards, but still didn't quite cut it there too. But I do see it. So yeah, from my number 4 and 5 are different. My number 5 was Ray Allen. I think he, again, I'm kind of very like, for certain positions, I have like very like set like kind of requirements. Like point guards is the guy that brings the ball up, dishes the ball out. Shooting guards are the guys that sit in the wings of the corners, catch shoot threes, knock them down every time. They're the 3-and-D guys really. So Ray Allen's kind of that guy. I mean, 2013 Game 6.
Yeah.
No
one remembers that.
Iconic shot. I mean,
just get a rebound. That's what everyone was just saying. Come on, Spurs, get a rebound.
If they got the rebound, yeah. If Ray Allen missed that shot, yeah, he would have on my list. But and number 4 again, he's kind of a tough one. This player because he's kind of a point guard and a shooting guard. But I have James Harden. I'd say he's more of a 2 guard, especially when he played with Chris Paul. I mean, for like 61 triple doubles when he was averaging that for like a month in like 2018 or whatever. He was an animal. Yeah, I mean that's when I hated him, like despised him because he would just kill us every year. But at the end of the day, James Harden's one of the greatest. One of the greatest shooting guards in my opinion. Okay, we'll go on to small forwards. This one, again, it's most of these are gonna be pretty kind of easy to get off. So we should have a pretty simple list here. I think. So at number 5, this one's. I think number 5 is kind of tricky just because, again, there's so many good small forwards. It's kind of like one of those stacked positions. I have Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan couldn't win without him. Definitely proved his role. And obviously they couldn't win without each other, right? They need each other. Michael Jordan before Scottie Pippen. The Bulls really weren't. Were kind of getting, they destroyed, right, by the Celtics, dismantled there. So he came. When Jordan retired for a little bit, then he became one player and kind of also didn't really get very far. So he's on my list for sure at number 5. Number 4, I had Dr. J. I mean, from the clips I see and from what you see of him, he's just like, he must have been so fun to watch. I mean, and he was like, he played, he was during the 80s during the same time as Magic and Larry Bird, and he was kind of the third, he was kind of like the, those two that right under them was Dr. J.
Yeah.
Him and Moses Malone. Were kind of doing their own thing. Number 3, this one is, I don't know where I'm sure he's gonna be on this list, but I have him as high as I do because I'm kind of a fan of this guy. I have Kevin Durant. I think he's by far the greatest scorer. If you want just buckets, I feel like you go to Kevin Durant every time. I don't care who you go to. Yeah, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Stephen Curry, all these players, they can score the ball really well. But if you want like consistent just buckets night after night, Kevin Durant's your guy.
Yep.
Number 2 and 1 are pretty obvious. Larry Bird, number 2. One of the greats to do it. One of the greatest to ever do it. Number 1, obviously LeBron James. Greatest player if you look at the stats. One of the greatest players just in general basketball. Yeah.
It's good. We had very similar lists. The only difference I did not have Scottie Pippen in my list. Instead, I had Kawhi Leonard. And I'll say I'm not a huge fan of Kawhi. Just the way he left San Antonio left a bad taste in my mouth. But there's no denying that even with all of his resting in Toronto, when the playoffs came, that he turned it on and he was there and he carried that team to a championship. So he's very impressive in that route. So that's why he made the top 5 in my list. Yeah, I don't like Scottie Pippen, so
yeah, yeah.
So that's what's different there. But everyone else we totally agreed with.
Yeah, again, Kawhi Leonard, that 2019 finals, that whole like 2019 season was like a spectacle.
It was. Yep.
It was like I remember. I don't know if you were there with me, but I remember like I watched that shot over Joel Embiid live.
Yeah.
And
it bounced forever.
It felt like 1,000 years. Like it felt just the longest shot ever.
It is.
And when it rolled in, like, oh man, it was. I hate Ben Simmons. I despise him. I can't stand him. Joel Embiid also kind of gets me mad, but yes,
so
when you see that shot, that was
incredible.
That shit was a joy to me. But yeah.
Okay. All right. On to the power forwards. Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with my list here, but there's some names I could move around. No particular order, but the 5th name on my list is Charles Barkley. He was great, and I think people forget by NBA standards, how undersized he was for a power forward. I mean, he's really, I think, 6'6", maybe 6'7".
Yeah.
He's not. There you go. He's not the typical power forward we think. Like who's also on my list, Kevin Durant, who's nearly 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
He was a lot shorter, but he could rebound like crazy.
Yeah.
So he was great.
Yeah.
So he's on my list.
He was on my list as well. He was also my number 5 guy, Charles Barkley.
Good. My fourth name, Dirk Nowitzki. Just fantastic. I do remember one game against the Jazz in particular, and it was just a regular season game. But the Jazz were up heading into the fourth quarter, and Dirk went off for 27 points in the fourth quarter alone. And we were double teaming, tripling him, and he could not miss. It was insane to watch, and Dallas came back and won that game. And he was just his iconic step back jumper. That's when you're already 7 feet and you can move like that, you step backward and jump. How are you ever going to get blocked? So he's on my list. He's just incredible to watch. That and the way he blew through the finals and beat the worst gauntlet of a playoff run it's probably ever been. So
yeah, he was on my list. He was my number 2 for that reason. Like that finals he won 2011 is by far the hardest playoff in general won by anyone.
The run that they did.
He beat I think the first series was a cakewalk. He played the Trailblazers, right, with Brandon Roy and Chris Jones who he played. But then it was like Kobe and the Lakers. I think he played the Spurs, if I remember correctly. The Heatles, right? Just a dogfight.
Just went through all of them.
He went through war, and when he won, that was, I think, the greatest playoff run of all time. But, yeah.
I agree. Okay. The next on my list, I have Kevin Garnett, as we mentioned. He was just incredible to watch, and he once took his Minnesota team to the finals essentially by himself. He was just so much fun to watch and so athletic. Right out of high school, about the same time, I believe, that Kobe did. And it was just, they're so fun to watch those two out of high school. But he just came and took the league by storm as well.
Yeah, he was also my list. He was my number 4 guy. I didn't have his number 4.
Number 2 on my list, not necessarily meaning he's number 2, but the second name on my list, I have Tim Duncan. And I was questioning there because this has always been my argument as a huge Karl Malone fan, is that Tim Duncan has logged more minutes in his career as a center. But he's most people call him as a power forward. So that's how I'll leave him here on this list for that case. But regardless of position, he deserves to be top 5 in either one. Was truly incredible, Mr. Fundamental. So much fun to watch because he was so level-headed and so not flashy, just basic routine. Just do it over and over, but do it well, do it perfectly, and that's what he was. And then number 1 on my list is Karl Malone, just because I'm a Jazz fan. He's so much fun to watch. He was my childhood growing up, watching all that. So, and number 3 all-time scoring leader. So he's just been great to watch. So yeah, that's my list of power forwards.
Yeah, I have Tim Duncan over him just because Tim Duncan at the end of the day he got it done. Yeah, he played against Michael Jordan. One played against Michael Jordan, one didn't. So there's that argument there, but Michael Jordan was so hard to beat. Him and John Block took him to 6 games, the most any other team, right? Like even the Showtime Lakers at the end of the powers, I guess, really didn't take him very far. So I have Karl Malone at number 2 just because he didn't get it done. If he got it done, I probably would have number 1 again as a Jazz fan. But just because he couldn't get it done, he's number 2 and Tim Duncan's number 1. But yeah, we had the same list, just a little out of order. But yeah. Okay, and then finally the centers. So this one is like a stacked list as well. Like there's so many good centers, and I feel so bad leaving people out because there's generally so many good centers. But this is my list, and so at number 5 I have Hakeem Olajuwon. The Dream Shake was iconic. Obviously, I believe they went back to back. Mike Jordan was gone playing baseball. He really ultimately in our blocks. He was again kind of at that fundamental position. He was center should be the one blocking the shots, protecting the rim. All-time leader in blocks. Hakeem Olajuwon really got that done. So he's my list again. Also was just a good scorer for his position. He kind of knew what he was doing on both ends of the court, which is really good. Number 4, I have Wilt Chamberlain. He only won like was it 1 or 2 rings? Like he didn't win
It
very
might have
much.
been
It was
one,
very,
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't very successful. So that's one reason I'm holding it back. And honestly, I think the 100-point game is. I don't know how to think about it. I think it's probably fake. I don't know. That's a little outrageous. But he also played with plumbers and farmers and firefighters, so it's hard to tell. I really don't know about the 100-point game, but I just feel like he seems more like a legend, more like like Bigfoot. Like you just hear about him like like a myth. He doesn't seem like a real person to me. Number 3, I have Bill Russell. Again, I feel like this era was holding it back. 11 rings is still insane. I don't care. Same with
how it happens.
Same with 100-point game. Like it's a 100-point game. If it was real, I don't care what level you're at. 100-point game and 11 championships is like unfathomable. Like that's crazy to me. So they have to be on the list, obviously.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, Big Diesel. The most dominant player of all time. I mean, they almost four-peated, right? If it wasn't for bad issues in the locker room, they could have four-peated, first ever in history, right? Like he was by far the most dominant center of all time, the most dominant player of all time. Like he changed the way you had to like build your teams. As a GM, you couldn't just get the best players possible. You had to get like a couple bigs, just big bodies to foul Shaq, which was like he broke basketball. Is really what he like. He broke rims. Like anything about basketball was just like broken because of Shaq. So he's definitely he's number 2. And number 1, again, this is kind of obvious for me. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Until like a year or 2 ago, I don't know how long it was, but the most points in NBA history. Just he won like a championship in like a second year with the Bucks. Like he won his second year, just really like just winning at his finest. Obviously the Skyhook's iconic. Really kind of just iconic. When you think of centers, you think of Kareem and Shaq. So. I have Kareem number 1 just because he was scoring, could really get it done. Honestly, by himself, Kobe definitely helped Shaq out. And definitely those early ones, it was more Shaq than Kobe. But then again, he also had to go to Dwayne Wade for help, kind of 2006. So there's that too. But yeah, that's my center list.
We have the same list, but I will pose a question because I'm now second guessing myself. Those 5 are definitely deserving, but where does Nikola Jokic fit into the list? And does he bump someone off of those top 5? I was kind of sitting here debating that as I was going over the maps. I'm like, what about Nikola Jokic? And obviously he's still playing, so his career might end up being, easily the number 1, but it's hard to say. But right now with what Nikola's done, what was 3 MVPs, a championship, triple doubles nearly every night. Like he's just. I think the one thing that might hold him back is he's not known for his defense. That might be it. So maybe for that reason he's not a top 5. But maybe I put him ahead of Russell. Although he has 11 rings, he had a lot of help with those Celtics teams.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe he's ahead of Russell. Maybe he's ahead of Olajuwon. Again, I don't know if he's top 5 yet, but as I'm looking over my list and realizing he's not on it, I'm wondering if that's a mistake not there yet. So maybe it's too early to tell still. Maybe the list is just what it is. But it's hard to pick just 5 great players in any position. There's an argument to be made for, down to the 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the order that they go in is nearly impossible to do. So I think either way it's a good list with or without him. But we have the same list written down for that one.
Yeah.
So
with Jokic, I mean, like I think he's the greatest offensive player of all time. I'm one of those believers. If you're looking just one side of the court, right? Just how the impact he makes offensively, he just by far just leads. And even on defense, he's not like chasing down blocks, not getting a lot of luck. He's getting pretty good steals. Like I think last season he averaged like a little under 2, like just under 2, or maybe just over 2, like right around 2 steals a game, which that's pretty good. That's pretty good numbers right there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, not blocking a ton of shots, but he's still doing his job really well. So
and he assists more than any other center has.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with that, like, does that make up for the blocks? The way that he just drives all the offense through him. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, it's something we'll see, and maybe check back in 5 years and see what our thoughts are if he's made the top 5 list or not. So
absolutely, I do think he gets one more. I think he's
One more
definitely would for
MVP,
sure.
yeah.
I think if he won the championship.
Yeah, one more championship and or one more MVP.
And one more MVP. If he establishes that that dominance, he for sure makes a very strong case over.
I
honestly,
agree.
maybe even like to a third spot.
Yeah, if I recall, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I thought there's only 3 players that had ever won 4 MVPs or more.
Yes, I think
so.
I think Larry Bird and someone else. I know Larry Bird has like, a ton of MVPs, but yeah, so he's for sure right up there. Yeah, that was our top 5 of each position. Thank you for watching. This was really fun. A very good debate, a very good conversation here. Next episode, is gonna be kind of a different one. It's our top 3 biggest controversies of basketball. So, whether that's something like the Mouse at the Palace, right? Whether that's like scandals with rigged games, rigged draft picks, or anything like really bigger than the game of basketball, if anything was affected.
Okay.
So it's gonna be kind of a fun one, kind of debates going on. That'll be kind of fun. Kind of what's our opinion on those, but it's gonna be fun. Thanks for watching. This was really fun list to make.
Okay, see you next time.
See you next time.